Hey guys, it's RockWarrior97 here, and this is a response to Spirit's video of the top 5 best hard rock bands of pretty much the 90s anyway. And so here are my top 5 hard rock bands from the 90s. And by the way, this is going to be the last video I make for a couple weeks, because I got a cold or my allergies racking up or something, I don't really know what. But so this is going to probably be the last video for a couple weeks, like 2 weeks maybe. So anyway, coming in at number 5 for my top 5 favorite hard rock bands of the 90s goes to Guns N' fucking Roses. GN'R was, a lot of people like to consider GN'R an 80s band, but they were still big in the 90s. They did release 3 albums during the decade. They released User Illusion 1 and 2, 2 being my favorite, and the Spaghetti Incident in 1993, which I felt was very underrated, even though it was just an album of covers. The Spaghetti Incident, in my opinion, you should only get if you're a hardcore GN'R fan. But if you're a new GN'R fan, get User Illusion 1 and 2. While those albums might not be for the whole family, they are 100% awesome hard rock. User Illusion 2, in my opinion, is slightly better, though. Mainly because it has a bit more of a bluesy feel. And there aren't a lot of as many, how shall I put it? It doesn't have as many fuck you type songs like User Illusion 1 had. So it's a little more accessible, although some of the songs clock in at like 8 minutes, 9 minutes, one's like 7.5 minutes long. But overall, I'd pick it up. Guns N' Roses was a force to be reckoned with in the late 80s and early 90s, and User Illusion 1 and 2 show perfectly why. Coming in at number 4 for my top 5 favorite hard rock bands in the 90s, I have Metallica during their Load and Reload era. Most people consider these guys heavy metal, but in the mid to late 90s, they were considered more of an alternative rock band than heavy metal. And a lot of Metallica fans really, really hated them for that. But truthfully, I thought that era was good. I mean, sure, the Reload album had a lot of filler, but Load, I thought, was wow. It's actually my second favorite album by them. Load actually was a really big revelation. Shows that Metallica could play more music than heavy metal. They just choose not to. It's got really good songs on Load, include King Nothing, Hero of the Day, one of their most underrated songs ever. Until It Sleeps was the big hit off the record, but it's kind of boring, but it's not that bad. The House That Jack Built has this cool talkbox effect thanks to Kirk, the guitarist for the group. Mama said it also features a country ballad, courtesy of James Hetfield. It really shows how James Hetfield could really sing. Heck, if he wasn't a member of Metallica right now, I bet you he could be a good country singer. Overall, the Load album was initially praised upon its release, but now a lot of Metallica fans tend to ignore it. But I recommend that new Metallica fans check it out. And it also shows they could do hard rock, or actually Reload showed they could do hard rock, courtesy of the song Fuel. Memory Remains was a good song too. And the Unforgiven 2, which also showed up on Reload, showed that they could do an awesome power ballad. Coming in at number 3 for the top 5, my top 5 best hard rock bands in the 90s would have to be Soundgarden. Yes, I know SpareNet ranked the Soundgarden the exact same place as they did for him. But it's true, Soundgarden was a great hard rock band for the 90s. Like he said, Chris Cornell could sing really well. All members of the band at their peak of popularity were excellent musicians. Ben Shepherd, you never really got to hear his bass that much, but he is a good player. Kim Thale is an excellent guitarist, and to hear Matt Cameron go crazy with the drums, listen to the song Spoon Man. That song is incredibly hard to play on drums, but shows you how good he can be. Soundgarden broke up in 1997, but 3 years earlier, in 1994, with the album Super Unknown, bam! That was the album that made them become megastars. Even though they were only at the top of their game for 3 years, they showed they could hang with the big boys. Matt Cameron, I believe, the drummer, is now with Pearl Jam. Chris Cornell's gone solo right now after Audioslave broke up in 2006. The guitarist Kim Thale, I have no idea what he's up to. I think bassist Ben Shepherd went on to form some other band, but I think they broke up and he's retired now. I think. I could be wrong. Number 2 from my top 5 favorite hard rock bands from the 90s would have to be the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yes, again, I know SpareNet ranked them in the exact same place. I would place Red Hot Chili Peppers at number 1 because I like them so much, but then again, they weren't exactly hard rock. They were more of a funk thing, more of a funk rock group at the time. But in order to truly understand why the Chili Peppers are so great, you need to get Blood Sugar Sex Magic and Californication. Those 2 albums are masterpieces. You cannot call yourself a true Red Hot Chili Peppers fan if you haven't heard these 2 albums or owned them. They are masterpieces. That's all I can say. Coming in at number 1 on my top 5 favorite hard rock bands from the 90s is Alice in Chains. These guys are friggin' awesome. I can barely describe how awesome these guys are. They never really played that much complicated material, but they didn't need all the complicated stuff like Soundgarden did with the goofy time signatures and stuff. They didn't need all that. All they needed was a lot of bone-crunching hard rock, bone-crunching guitars, and excellent harmonies, courtesy of lead singer Lane Staley and guitarist Jerry Cantrell. Sadly, Alice in Chains only produced 3 albums before they went on a very long hiatus due to lead singer Lane Staley's heroin problems, and sadly he passed away in 2002. And then that was when their hiatus officially ended and they announced they broke up. However, a couple years later they reunited and now they have a new lead singer, a guy by the name of William Duvall, and they got a new album coming out in a couple months. I think they say it's supposed to come out in September, and the working title is Black Gives Way to Blue. I hope it's good, and I'm pretty sure it will be. Overall, Alice in Chains' lead singer Lane Staley, he was probably one of the best singers I've ever heard. You could really feel emotion with him and Jerry when they sing off of the acoustic albums Jar of Flies and Sap. I mean, you could hear the pain in his voice. I mean, it's hard to describe how good Lane Staley was. I mean, I don't think Alice in Chains ever had a bad song. The only album they did that I don't think that was up to snuff with their other releases was their first one, Facelift. And that was just because they were a young band at the time. Well, they matured. They got way better. The only song that I never really play that much by them is Sick Man, just because that's the one song I cannot listen to. It's hard to listen to it because, well, look up the song on YouTube and listen to it. It will blow you away, blow you out of the water. So, I'm going to try and get this posted as a response to SpareNet's vid, and that's all. This is going to be my last video for a while, guys. At least for a few weeks, maybe 2 weeks. See you then. This is Rockwarrior97 signing out, guys. Take care.